All right. XENA said I go in here, I click on my shout out box, and now it's here. Even though it's gonna block, even though it's gonna, I can't really see how long my film is. Oh, well, I'm yielding for folks that come on. I better go take care of some of my reckoner stuff, like clean out the stuff and interweb chooses, which really hasn't shifted that much in years. Then go into layout and clean out and get some free room, even though I don't know what I'm doing when I clean up my free room. Gotta do all that. This has been my YouTube live stream in some time, and no one's really come on yet. One more time, got to go in and clean everything out of this. Well, XENA says someone's on my YouTube live stream. Oh, hello. Right now I got to go run Unseen Soft Windows Fighter, get the update. Oh, and this thing. Well, thank you for coming to my YouTube live stream. I haven't done a YouTube live stream in some time. And why that is that I had to have a lot of time. I wasn't in a mood. I didn't have a lot of time. And you got to put time aside. And you got to be in a mood to do a YouTube live stream too, since live streams are always longer than uploads. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. So, all right. So let's get started about this. So, so far, here's how everything is going. All right. So I made a film not too long ago. I guess last Sunday I made a film. Actually last Sunday would probably have been this last Sunday. I made a film on Joseph Warren, and I said some things that I shouldn't have said. Now, a lot of folks on Twitter were saying that he was a creep and he did this and he did that. But at the end of the day, there really isn't any, nothing to back it up. You haven't heard his side of the saga or tale. And unless you hear his side of the saga until then you can decide if it's true or not. And a lot of folks and the folks that were saying this, well, it was Sarah Michelle Gellar, it was Christina Carpenter, and it was Elijah Diskew who said that that Joss Whedon seek to besmirch their life during their time when they were working on the show. But I don't know if it's true or not. So I just want to take this time to say I'm sorry for saying those things without knowing if there was any truth behind what I was saying or what anyone else was saying. So it is what it is. So here I go again doing that that bloody clearing the throat thing, which there isn't truly any grounds for it. So yeah, the way I look at it, if I do this YouTube live stream here, then I probably won't have to do a film until, let's see, well, I'm going to say Sunday then is when I can do the next film, because the live stream will take the stead of that film. Well, everything's going well. My life is going well. There's really not anything that I can say wrong. I got my COVID shot right now, and I got to go in to get my 2-fold COVID shot in June. And then they're saying that you got to get a third one next year, more like the booster from the first 2 ones, whatever those. Yeah. But sad for clearing my throat there. Didn't mean to do that. Well, Actually, I did mean to clear my throat, but I'm sad for anyone out there that, didn't, just want to say I'm sad for clearing my throat, which those things do happen, and there's truly nothing you can do about it. All right? I'm not one of those folks out there that's going to shift and clean all that out. Oh, well, I cleared my throat. Better go back into my live stream when I'm done doing it and cut that out because I skilled the film shifting tool. And let's be earnest, all those film shifting tools out there are too hard to work, or at least for me, they're too hard to work. And I worked with the Microsoft and the ArcSoft and the YouTube and the Cyberlink ones, and they were shit. They really didn't work very well, and some of them didn't really do anything at all. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I'm doing well. I haven't done a YouTube live stream in some time. And I know if I was well known and on looked and stuff, and then I'd probably get a lot more folks on my YouTube live stream than I do. But since I'm not well known, and since I'm not ifned or on looked, I don't really get a lot of watch time. Need be that, a lot of folks just don't like what I Except for clearing my throat there. But I could go on to say that I guess there are just some folks out there just don't think that what I do is glee enough, I guess. Which is truly sad. But then again, everyone has their thought and belief of one's work. And I guess I should be kind of guilted a little bit for it. Like, I don't go out and do all that. Oh, there's always going to be these folks. Oh, come on. Shit. I want my arm pad has this bad way of coming undone or falling down when I don't want it to fall down. And keep in mind, all I got is sticky ooze keeping all the shit that came undone back on. Because the sticky ooze that Toy Biz put on this way back in between 98 YL is no longer sticky enough anymore. So I really had to work with some other sticky ooze to keep this shit from coming off. And it's bloody irksome. Here we go again. Keep up there. Yeah, it's irksome, And I like to keep this shit on. I've kept this stuff on me since 27 between Y out. All right. I had to do some sticky ooze here and there to do it, but it worked. And I know some of you folks are like, well, XENA, you going to have anyone else going to come on your YouTube live stream? Are you going to be doing any other things on here? Well, I don't know. I just had in the beginning, I only had someone saying, hi, my friend, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you. And that was as far as it went, And sometimes I suffer clear my throat. And sometimes I do happen to put myself down. Well, I don't want to say it, but in my mind, I tend to go, yeah, need be my films aren't glee enough. But then there's always going to be those folks out there, the ones where they go, oh, I made it big on YouTube. This is how I got my films watched. And then they'll tell you, oh, well, you got it to a real long telling what's in your film. You got to put all these tags or whatever in. Then you got to do this whole call to action shit, this call to work shit that need or need not work. Yeah, you go a whole bunch of other shit. Well, I'm doing well. Thank you. XENA, a great YouTube live stream. Well, thank you. Might not be one of the greatest YouTube live streams out there, but I tend to think it is. So you're wondering if anyone else is going to be in my YouTube live stream or not? I don't know. It doesn't look like one of my arm pads, hand pads is like bigger than the other. Yeah, need be. Gotta push that one up a bit. There we go. Yeah, well, well, thank you for that. And now I'm going for this whole clearing the throat shit that really can't be done. Yeah, and I haven't done a YouTube live stream in some time. You know? Well, thank you for that. You know, but I'm just a toy biz doll. I'm just a XENA toy biz doll that was made in between 98 YL and a shit. I keep all this stuff on here, and you're probably like, well, how do you keep all that stuff from coming off? Sticky ooze. I had to sticky ooze a lot of stuff back on. These arm, my hand pads, the arm pads, some of the stuff in the back of my dress, whatever, my leg shirt. I had to sticky ooze that shit back on. Well, I'm doing good, but this whole gagging shit is getting irksome. It is. You know? It's like getting irksome. Yeah, it's very workful, but guess what? You have to go with over sticky ooze if you actually want to keep this shit on. Because the first kind of sticky ooze won't work. So you got to go over sticky ooze. So I guess you might want to you want to see if I'm going to have other folks on my YouTube live stream or not. Sad for that burp. Yeah, I'm clearing my throat. Then comes a burp. You know, shit that the haters would always bitch about back in the day. Haters would go, oh, you shouldn't do that. Yeah, all the haters would hate that shit. Oh, well. I'm not going to go and clear any of that stuff out, you know. So I'm going to, well, let me go read what I got here. Hi, my friend. How are you? Hello, my friend. How are you? Hello, XENA. Great stream, my friend. You look greater. Thank you. XENA, you have kind hair. Thank you. I'm glad you're doing well. Sticky ooze is very workable. Over sticky ooze is workable, my friend. So a lot of folks will go on YouTube live stream, and at first they won't even know that they have have a shout out box. That's what I call it. Then you got to click on the side for it to come up, because if not, then all you're going to see nothing, and they're gonna see a shout out box on their side, but you're not going to see your shout out box unless you click on the thing, which YouTube didn't actually tell anyone that. You just had to learn it for yourself. You know. So let's see if I get somebody else on my YouTube live streams or not. Bring someone else on. Now there goes that yawning now. You ever gonna shut up, Gabrielle? Or you gonna be in my YouTube live stream? They want to see my flying ring. Well, Ashley Williams, it's good to see you again. Well, it's good to see you too, XENA. You're doing a YouTube live stream? Yes, I am. It said, I had McDonald's burgers with nothing on them for lunch. They were very good. Yeah, well, that's good to know because that's the way I like mine. You know, at least from McDonald's, I do. You know what the sad thing is? Actually, Williams goes. Um, like Ronald McDonald, he like went away, and King Burger went away too. Yeah, where did they go? I don't know. Folks gave Ronald McDonald and said that he was a bad, he was a bad self and, a bad selfhood, and said that all he wanted to do was to make folks fat and stuff. But that wasn't true. McDonald said that Ronald McDonald was about bringing folks together or making them happy. He never said anything about folks, not eating healthy. And then for a while, there was a talking Happy Meal box, and then that went away. And then King Burger used to show up, and and he never talked. The fucker's mouth was always open, XENA, but he never talked. Yeah, and now he's gone. Did someone scave King Burger and he left? Where'd he go? I don't know. I don't know what happened. I truly don't know. So how has everything been going since your film's been done? Oh, since my show? Well, XENA, my show really truly came to an end, and 28 between YL. Only 3 followings, which I would say not doing that well. I wish my show could have gone on longer than that. Yeah, it always seems to be the sad thing. I mean, Mantis got like what, 1 following? Hercules got 6. XENA, you got 6. Young Hercules got 1. What was it? American Gothic got 1. Spy on Me got 1. Jack of all trades got like what? 1, but they ended it before it only got like 1. Cleopatra got about what? 2. And you got 6. And Legend of Seeker only got 2. And I got 3. So like, what the fuck is that all about? I don't know. At least I was lucky. At least Hercules and I got 6 followings of our show. It could have been 1 or 2 or 3. Yeah. I guess I should be thankful that my show even got picked up to begin with, Yeah, I should be thankful we even gotten a follow up to that. Yeah, I guess so. So, I guess I gotta be going, though. You too? Yeah, I do. I do gotta be going. Well, thank you for coming around, Ashley Williams. Oh, you're welcome, XENA. Yeah, that was Ashley Williams from Evil Dead 2, Team of Darkness, which should have just been called Evil Dead 3, but I didn't. And also from Ash Fights the Evil Dead. And also include the film games and the drawing books out there. And I know you're thinking, oh, we're going to have other folks on our YouTube live stream. I don't know. We'll have to think about that. But, yeah. And that's, guess where it kind of stopped at. So, sad for that burp again. It is what it is. So I guess gonna do what we gotta do, though. Well, gotta put Ashley Williams back. Yeah, got that done. Fuck. And then someone has, oh no, drew some drawing of a monkey, and I don't know what that's all about. Well, Godzilla, it's good to see you on my YouTube live stream now. Yeah, XENA, I am on your YouTube live stream. Well, Ashley Williams was on my YouTube live stream before you, though. Yeah, XENA, I really think you should really get more folks on your YouTube live stream. And more folks watching your live stream and watching your uploads. Yeah, you would think XENA said that my YouTube Fairway would be great. But I guess it doesn't work with everyone. Not everyone likes my offshoot, because everyone's got their own belief and their own offshoot of me and the show. Yeah. Well, there's always going to be these folks out there that have a belief on, on stuff like that. But the way I look at it, Godzilla says, everyone's got an offshoot on everything. So it is what it is. Yep, there's probably folks out there who are like, oh, I don't like your films, XENA, or your YouTube Fairway, your uploads, or your live streams, because you offshoot. And you're not behaving the way the Southwood behaved on the Farseer show, and the way that the show player did do. Yeah, sure. Everyone's got their own take on it. There I go again, clearing my throat again, which is truly sad at the end of the day. That whole clearing of the throat shit. Yeah, I guess it can't be helped, Godzilla says. No, I guess not. Well, did anyone else come on your shout-out box? No, no one else came on my shout-out box yet. No one else did. Which is sad. Well, I guess the thing is, XENA, you don't really got a lot of followers. If you had a lot of followers, you probably would have a lot more folks coming on your YouTube live stream. And you didn't really go out of your way to tell everyone you were doing a live stream. You just did it. Well, I didn't know I was in a mood to do one until now. So even if I go out and tell everyone, I'm going to do a live stream around 6, doesn't mean I'll get the same shift out for it. Sad for that burp. Yeah. So I guess that's everyone I'm going to get on my YouTube live stream. I don't really think I'm going to get any more folks on there. Well, don't say that, XENA. I'm sure you still will get a lot more folks on your YouTube live stream. Yeah. When it's about 7, then I got to go and get my drink and bring that upstairs and then take my sleep aid, because if I don't, yeah, we know that fun goes like. So, what's your new film coming out? I don't know. It's supposed to come out sometime this year on the disc. And you gonna have any more films after you and King Kong? I don't know, Godzilla says. I guess they're gonna make more films with me. But at the end of the day, I truly don't know. To be honest with you, I truly don't know if they're gonna make any more films after that. You don't know? No, I don't know. Yeah, well, at least you still got films going, Godzilla, between Toho and Sony and Legendary Films. At least you got films going between those three. I don't have anything going between me except my drawing books, and that's the only thing that's still going on is my drawing books. My Farseer show has been done for years. My film games are done. My dolls are done. All I really got now these days is my drawing books, and that's about it. My funny books, I should say. Well, you got a Pop Good Doer. Yeah, but that's it. That's as far as it's going to go. Well, XENA, don't put yourself down. But and I don't really think I don't think I'm as good as it is. I mean, you don't see Smosh or College Humor or the Key to Comedy or any of that making fun of me. It's like, or Studio C making fun of me. I guess I'm not as big as I thought I was, you know? Well, why would you want them to make fun of you? Because I think if they're going to make fun of all the other stuff out there, then why not make fun of me? You know? Unless they're frightened of what the XENA followers and the Hercules followers out there think, which they don't really think much. Well, I gotta be going, Godzilla says. All right. Well, that was Godzilla, my YouTube live stream. For anyone who's still on my YouTube live stream, keep in mind I can't see who is or is not on my YouTube live stream since this whole shout out box is in the way. And if I even get it out of the way, it's going to probably say none. Like, watch. Actually, I got 3 followers, but they're not saying nothing, so I don't know. Well, you know, Godzilla was on. Well, that was Ashley Williams. I had Godzilla. Yeah, I know. Same old boring shit. You know, the only fun thing that happens when I clear my throat or burp or sneeze. And that seems to happen a lot more when I'm making my films than when I'm not making my films. And then soon I'll have to go downstairs and bring up my drink that I forgot about, you know, so I can take my sleep aid. Well, you know, that goes like, ha ha ha. Well, I guess I must have picked a bad time to do my YouTube live stream, but hold on. I'm going to get myself a drink and I'm going to be right back because I can't steal a YouTube live stream. I don't know. And I wouldn't have cared anyway. But if I can't seek it, then you can't seek it. I must have already drank it, I guess. I don't know. Who really cares? I already drank it and I forgot. I guess. Yeah, it looks like nothing really shifted in the time that I went downstairs, so it is what it is. Yeah, nothing really shifted that much. I got 3 followers on my YouTube live stream, you know, but they're not saying anything, so your guess good as mine. They're like, what I've been doing. Oh, I guess I've been doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know. But they're like, oh, well, they're like, who's going to come on your YouTube live stream? I mean, yeah. I guess I just have to believe that I guess I just have to believe that I'm boring, that my films are not glee enough, and no one's never going to like my work. you know. But someone had to go take a shit. Someone had to go to learn. Someone had to go to work. Someone went to sleep. Someone left and forgot that their left their web shooter on YouTube by mistake on the interweb. Someone's interweb went off and they can't went out and they can't get on the YouTube or whatever the ground might be. I don't know. There's all sagas and tales about why my free followers aren't saying nothing. Mom! Hi, Dylan. You do a YouTube last week. Jordan did one yesterday. Yeah, Jordan did do a YouTube live stream yesterday. And now you do a YouTube live stream. Yeah, Dylan. Well, why no one watch it, Dylan says. Well, it says I got free followers, but if they're actually watching, I can't tell you. That's sad, Dylan says. You should be getting a lot more folks watching your live stream. Yeah, well, I have no run or lead, Dylan, over what they do and what they don't do, I can't say. Either someone had to go take a shit, someone had to take a leak, someone had to go to learn or go to work, someone lost their interweb and they can't get on YouTube, someone left and forgot all about being on YouTube, That's sad, Dylan says, then you don't get a lot of followers. Yeah, it is sad, Dylan, but it is what it is. I'm not that well known. I'm not iffined or onlooked in any way that anyone can really believe. And at the end of the day, there isn't really seen a big following of folks who like my work. Yeah, I can say I like my work, and at the end of the day, that might be the only one. Well, why is it, Dylan said it, Mom, if you got free followers watching you, why is it they don't say nothing? I don't know. Maybe they have nothing to say about. Maybe all the things that I'm talking about or showing, they have no word on it. How can that be, Dylan says. I don't know. Sad for my burp. Well, Mom, that I would always, Mom, I'd always watch your stuff. Yeah, Dylan, I know you always watch my stuff. Yeah. So, if that's my son, Dylan, who's no longer a frog, no longer a toad anymore, which might make some folks sad that I'm not a frog or a toad anymore. I never was a frog and a toad, Mom. Why did I have to be a frog and a toad in the beginning? I don't know, because that was just the stadholder they gave you to be you until you get a really good one. How long this gonna be? I don't know. What other folks should be watching our YouTube live stream? Well, Dylan, there's nothing I can do about them not watching my films, I can't make them watch if they don't want to. Yeah, I bet if you were like well-known and ifin and onlooked, Mom, and you probably would get a lot more watchers and followers and whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I guess if I did all the shit that all those big folks do, I probably would get a lot of watch time. But who's got the time to do all that shit that all those folks do? Yeah. I call this my podcast. Yeah, Dylan said. That's what I call it too. Only someone might say that a live stream on YouTube isn't a podcast, but in my belief it is. You know. Well, Mom, we gotta go see if you got any more followers on your YouTube. You know? Tell it said tell it like it is, Xena. Well, as you don't know, here's my son Dylan. Hi, I'm Dylan, not Frog no more. Yep. Not Frog no more. And then no one was watching her stuff. There were free followers, but they didn't say nothing. Yeah, and what I was saying, Xena says, is that I always see my YouTube live stream, formerly Google Hangout, until Google did away with that. I always see my YouTube live stream as a podcast. And I don't have to put a bunch of headsets on and then, and have to have some talk about shit. I could just do it that way. I don't gotta do all that stuff. You know? Yeah, Dylan said. Did someone read what it says on my back? No, Dylan, they can't read what's on your back because it doesn't work. They can't read what it says on your back. Well, I gotta go now, Mom. You gotta go now? Oh, God. Well, I gotta go now, Mom. I gotta go. You asked me what my belief on that whole thing is. You asked me what my thought on that whole thing is. Well, it has to do with the Far Eastern Mithraeans who said they had the land first, which it was true. They probably did live in that land first. And then you have the Far Eastern Arab folk who came to that land too forward. And they believed that they were the first ones that had the land. And even after England gave both Israel and Palestine their freedom, I don't know what the English word for those two lands are, there was still fighting because the Far Eastern Palestinians, not all of them, but many of them in their lawmote believed that the Far Eastern Mithraeans were outsiders and shouldn't be on that chunk of the Far East. Where the Far Eastern Mithraeans say that God gave that land to them in the beginning, and it just took so many years for them to get back to it again. And this fight has been going on since 9 between 49 YL, or sometime even before that. And it's shit. And every time those two lands get into it, any land that happens to be friends with Israel is put on one side, and the Palestine friends go on the other side. But at the end of the day, it's just shit, At the end of the day, it's just shit. And since the wanted Reichs happens to be friends with Israel, they're the ones that always got to talk, both the first feign of Israel and the first feign of Palestine, I think we should talk it out, go to the wanted lands and talk it out. Well, these two talking it out doesn't seem to work with them. One usually starts it with the other. On one side, you got the Palestinians, the Far Eastern Palestinians, believing that, that land's ours. and the Far Eastern Israelis saying, no, God gave that land to us first. We're not outsiders. You are. And it's not really the folks that live in that land. It's not the burrowers. It's the lawmoots of both lands that usually, go into shit for every once in a while. They start up shit again, sadly. And sadly, it is what it is. I don't know. He just became man-like. You know, it's like one day, just like one day, me and Cameron always wish that it's just one day God made him man-like. You know, it is what it is. But that's as far as I'm gonna go. So yeah, that's my whole take on that. You know. Now, if I was a YouTube mate, which I'm not, thank God. First off, why would I want to be underneath any more oversight than I'm already underneath? I mean, there's a YouTube webstead oversight, the YouTube followership oversight, and then there's YouTube ownership oversight. Three things that I follow. So why the hell would I want to be underneath YouTube boostering and showing oversight? YouTube mateship oversight and Google AdSense oversight. It's beyond me. So thank God I'm not a mate. Because that would be if I was a mate, it'd be going, you're talking about war, you're talking about lawmaking, gotta take that income away from you. Oh, you're not being boostering and showing friendly. Google AdSense said you misclick you went into one of your boosterings and showings in some bad way, and all it takes is just someone at YouTube to make a mistake on one of those many things. There's your good standing. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that I'm not a mate, that I only follow free oversights, so I don't have to worry about the other oversights because I'm not a mate. It's not like thank God that I'm not a mate, that I don't have no boosterings or showings on my films. Thank God I am not making anything from them. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. And there's going to be someone out there saying, oh, what about the YouTube toll? Well, that toll pretty much now is, pretty much that toll these days. I don't even really. I think that was just well, yeah. A lot of folks would just guilt the tool for anything fucking up. Oh, someone made a bad call here, someone made a bad call there. If it was the YouTube tool doing it, well, it hasn't done it to me. But a lot of folks now pretty much are still whatever. So it is what it is. But thank God that I'm not a YouTube mate. Because if I had to, there'd be a bunch of other oversights to fall underneath. It says, Cody says, I sent a word to me, the N word, and others be bad things about you. Well, first off, they're making all that shit up. If they're saying bad things about me, which I have no run or lead over, then don't listen to them. Because what do they know about me? They don't know anything about me, so they're going to make up stuff about me. So I wouldn't believe anything they say. And if they're going to start out by making up things about me and saying mean words about folks and stuff, then they're probably not even worth having as being around then. And if they come around my YouTube fairway, I'm going to hush and lock them. That's the end of that. No, I never say that. When did I ever say that? Go back to all my uploads and live streams going back to 24 between YL. You're never going to see, you're not going to hear that word. So they're making up shit. Well, where's their truth to it? There is no truth to it. So I wouldn't listen to them. You know? Probably haters out there, trolls that want to mislead, you know, someone that says, oh, I sure hope I can get XENA in a hang up with YouTube. Got to take away her good standing with followership oversight and YouTube website oversight. Never mind that she's been on YouTube since 24 between YL, never did nothing wrong. Someone's going to say shit. Well, you're welcome. Because why would I say that for? Yeah, why would I go out and say that shit? There's folks out there that, you know, they kind hate. They don't like others who are unkind to them. They use all kinds of forgivenesses for why that is. You know, first there are folks kind hating on black folks, which is old, getting old. And then it shifted over to kind hating on Far Eastern folk and now on Aboriginal folk. That's sad. But what's their forgiveness? Oh, well, someone said this or someone said that. Oh, well, COVID came from that land. So, yeah, that's your bullshit forgiveness for being hating folks from other kind. Grow up. Yeah. I don't kind hate. All right. I don't kind hate on anyone. All right. So at the end of the day, it's just shit. You know, someone out there does wrong to someone, and then, yeah, it's a sad thing. And then more folks get into their head, well, we got to kind hate on them because this happened, which is sad. You know, but I gotta take my sleep pill, my sleep aid, but I don't go to sleep around 10 or 11 at night, but I gotta take it now so it'll be ready for me, at least for Jordan. Yep. Just folks out there that, you know, they just don't hate other folks for whatever grounds. It's all sad, I can tell you that. And then Lucifer makes something happen, and then they got their forgiveness for, you know, hating on someone. Like, what was his name? George Foreman or George Floyd or whatever his name was. That man who was slain by law keepers for, you know, that was sad. You know, there was no grounds for that. And then and that was just the forgiveness that folks that didn't like black folks, to start bullshit, which is sad. And then COVID-9 Between took a whole year. Then Lucifer made COVID-9 Between happen. Around the same time, Lucifer started doing that shit. And then Lucifer said, well, then Lucifer made COVID-9 Between happen. And then Lucifer started having folks guilt other folks over the illness. And now we're going to hate on Far Eastern folk and we're going to hate on Aboriginal folk. Oh, that's sad. So it's like the forgiveness there. It's like there's folks out there who still hate folks who are unlike them, either for whatever, the way they look or their worship, or I don't know, their whatever, the shade of their skin. I don't know. But these folks apparently keep their mouth shut. They don't say nothing. But when someone does something wrong or evil to someone, these folks come out of the woodwork and start their shit again, which is sad. It truly is. You know? No, Lucifer told Lucifer, told those law keepers or played on those law keepers' hate. And they made the choosing to slay him. And that was sad that they did that. And God and Jesus forgive them for it, though. And I'm sure he's up in heaven with God and Jesus now, is at rest now in a good stead. Lucifer played on their hate that they had. Then Lucifer made COVID-9 between happen. And now folks are going to do kind hating to Far Eastern folk and Aboriginal folk. Get out of here. I mean, there's no room in this world for kind hating. You know, no one is born hating anyone. You know, that's something you learn. That's something you're taught. And these folks that go around hating folks for whatever ground, they need to stop it. So that's the end of it. Well, if you're saying if there's an unlikeness between LifeWay, yeah, there's always going to be an unlikeness between folks and the way they live or LifeWay. And I think a little bit of it has to do with some folks, you know, not taking the time to understand or be open-minded or accept or trusting or understanding. I think that's a little bit what it is. And then there's just folks that just hate folks for just whatever grounds. It's sad. Yeah. No, I take my own sleep aid so I can go to sleep. All right. So what's this all about? Well, I don't know. I didn't even know that it is what it is. So we're just going to get off of this whole kind hating thing and go on to something else that's more good in this world. Like soon I'm going to get my COVID-9 between shot, which if I get the Barona or the Marana or whatever they call that one, I get one in May, I get a next one in June, and then they're saying you got to get another one next year, which will actually make 3 of them, but what it is. And then soon, I guess I'll get a sheet that says, I got my COVID shot. It was given to me at Giant Eagle by so-and-so, and this is how long it is, how good it is for. You know? So it is what it is, sadly. You know? But the one that I'm not getting is a Johnson & Johnson one. That one had a lot of things going wrong with it. You know, folks would take it. It wasn't as good as keeping them well as the other ones. Folks would get blood clots or blood stuck in their feet and their legs and their hands and their arms. Or someone took it and then it got locked up and frozen for a while. So there's one called what? Marana. I don't even know the name of the business that made the other one. But that's the one that my goddaughter Jordan gonna go get, since Gabrielle already has hers, and so does Zenos and Osmond, my sons. Dylan, I guess, gonna get one. Cameron, my husband, gonna probably get one. I guess Jade, my other goddaughter, gonna get one. You know. And Philip, my housekeeper, he'll probably end up getting one too. You know? No, it probably can't do anything like make you shift your kind. But it's not as, doesn't heal you as well or keep you shielded as well. You know? So it is what it is. Well, it's got to see if I'll get anyone else on my YouTube live stream or not. First, I had Ashley Williams. Then I had Godzilla. Then I had my son Dylan. Well, I believe that everyone needs to have the heal for it. If they want to take it or not, it's up to them. But I believe everyone should have the heal if they want to have it or not. No, now you're making up stuff about it. It doesn't make anyone shift what their worship is. That's their own choosing. That's their own business between God and Jesus and Himself. If someone wants to shift their worship, then that's their own business. But no shot is going to make anyone want to shift their worship. So now you're making up stuff about it. At least about that one. Well, I want to say thank you for being a fighter, and thank you for fighting for your land and fighting for our rights and our freedoms, and also, putting yourself on the line and going through binds and hang-ups to keep us well and free. And thank you for all your hard work. And I onlook you for all your hard work and everything you've done for us. For the onlook. Thank you. So I hope out there that he heard that. I have a lot of onlook for all the fighters, for every offshoot. If it wasn't for our bold men and women of our fighting team, either be the land fighters, the sky fighters, or the sea fighters, or anything like that, or the in-betweens, we wouldn't have been free for 244 years, soon to be 245 years. So, yes. Right. Yeah, well, gotta do something else, Well, let's see. Who else can I bring on my YouTube live stream that, most folks wouldn't think I would bring on? Well, I already had Ashley Williams and Godzilla and my son Dylan on there, as XENA says. Oh, forgive me, Jordan says. Yeah, Gabrielle's doing well, if you want to ask. Sad for that burp. Well, I hope I come on that my fighting staff or fighting stick doesn't fall off. If it does, it does. Yeah. Well, we did see Jordan, didn't we? Yeah, we did. And then someone asked how you were doing. Well, I'm doing well. You're doing well? And they want Jordan to be on here. Why they want my god sister Jordan to be on there? Because they want Jordan on there, as XENA says. Jordan's doing well, but she's busy right now doing something. So we'll have to they have to forgive me for that one. So someone on there is like, oh no, I just passed win now. What's this stuff they're talking about me? Oh, well, I don't know, Gabrielle, what they're talking about you or not. Well, I'm gonna get the COVID shot I'm probably going to get the COVID shot next week. Yeah, well, Gabrielle, that's good for you that you're going to get your COVID shot next week. It's not going to do anything to me since I got Fleether sickness. No, it's not going to do anything to anyone who's got Fleether sickness. Well, that's good to know. I'll get mine next week. Then I can get a sheet that says, I got my COVID shot from Giant Eagle or Big Bird. It was given to me to by, fill in the blank whoever gave it to you. Fill in whoever gave it to you. It is good for, and then fill in when you got it and how long it's good for. But I truly don't know what the sheet looks like or how or what you would do. I guess you go somewhere, and if it's some shop that, and you go in and they want to look at your sheet, then you show them the sheet. Yeah, well, I got to get one shot in May, and the next shot I got to get in June. That's going to make two, you know. So who knows how long the oversight will be. All the goal is to get everyone and all the Reichs and all the earldoms and all the Nears to get the shot. That's the goal of the four-sitter, all the Reich sitters, all the earldom sitters, and all the Burromeisters. That's their goal. You know, to get everyone the shot. Who wants to take it? Yeah. Because they think if more folks get the shot, then less folks will be ill by it. And if more folks get the shot, then there's going to be less folks out there that Lucifer can give them COVID. So at the end of the day, the illness that Lucifer made, God is putting an end to it in one way or the other. You know? Yeah, is that called Moronica or Morona or Marina? I can't say the name right. But you know what? The two-Ford one, the Moronica or the Marana, or I want to say the Madonna. I don't know. Some M name. The Madonna one. That's the one that's more stronger, XENA says. Yeah, Gabrielle, you're right, mother. That's the one that's more stronger. The one that, doesn't do that much things to folks. But I can't even say it. I never said the word. Now we're back on this again, XENA said. I never said any shameful word to anyone. So whoever's saying that needs to stop it, because I never said no shameful word to no one. No shameful word came out of my mouth about anyone. So whoever's saying it needs to stop, or they will be locked and hushed. That's a warning. Not going to play around with that. I don't know. But someone out there got this belief that I went around saying that when I never said it. Someone comes on my YouTube live stream and says, oh, I heard you said this, XENA, and I said I never said it. And if they don't believe me, they can go look at all my uploads and all my live streams. I never said any shameful word about anyone. So whoever's saying it needs to stop it. And whoever's saying it, don't listen to them, because I'm not saying it. No, I guess not, Gabrielle says. You would never say that. Oh, I said curse words many times. I said fucking bloody many times on my uploads and live streams. But I never said any words like that. And if someone out there is going to take my film out of a short or whatever and say shit in it, well, then that comes fair work, and that's their film and not mine. So at the end of the day, I never said it. So whoever keeps saying this, stop it. It's not funny. Last time. Well, Gabrielle said, okay, that's it. I am done. XENA said, you are being locked and hushed. Where is it even at? Well, I gotta go now, XENA says. So, whoever you are, you come on here saying all kinds of shit, making up stuff about me, saying, "Oh, XENA, you said that shameful word. Oh, XENA, you slain someone." Well, never slain anyone, and I never said that shameful word. So you know who you are. You're hushed. You're locked. Go sob me a lake over you being locked and hushed from my YouTube fairway. When I warned you many times to stop saying those mean things, those besmirching things about me. So he or she's locked. All right. They come on, everything's good. Then they start saying, "Oh, you said this word, you said that word." Then they said, "Oh, you slain someone." I did not slay anyone. And I never said any bad words about anyone. Are they seeking to get me in a hang up with YouTube? Because I'm going to be earnest with you. YouTube can look at my film if they want. They can look at this live stream. Hell, they can look at my uploads and my live streams if they want to. And they're not going to see me slaying anyone. They're not going to hear me say any shameful words about folks. Yeah, they might hear me say fuck and bloody, but that's as far as it goes. Slang Master J, Jeff, whoever he was. Well, whoever he is, he's locked and hushed now. So that was my daughter Gabrielle on there now. You know. And let's get this right now. He might be one of those folks that might say, "Oh, I took his right to free speech away." First off, everyone has the right to free speech. You can't take it away. I'm not the law moat, so I didn't take his free speech away. I just took his gift of saying it on my YouTube fairway, on my uploads, and on my film away, not his right to free speech. So that's still there. Well, it's all right, XENA says. You know. So at the end of the day, he or she's gone. They're hushed. They're locked. They're on the hall of shame, as I call it. I forgive him for what he said and what he did, but he's hushed and locked from my YouTube fairway, and that's the end of it. If he wants to be some troll, sadly, he's going to go troll somewhere else. He's not going to be doing it to me. And if he does it to anyone else, then that's shame on him again. XENA, do you have any word for my kinship with my girlfriend who wants to make her happy? Well, I would say be yourself. And I would say as long as you're being yourself, then you can make her happy. All right? That's what I would say. That's the only word I can give you when it comes to being in a boyfriend-girlfriend kinship or a husband-wife kinship or whatever the kinship might be. So, yeah. I would guess be kind-hearted, be on-looking, all that, and be there for her when she needs you. And if you can do all that, then I guess then it'll work. That's the only thing I can tell you. So I'm not really good at telling folks how to live their lives or what kind of word I would give them when it comes to their kinship. Are you? Oh, we starting this shit up now. Now you're making up something about him now. Do I have to hush and lock someone else now? I guess so. Is there any truth to what you're saying? I guess so. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you two are going to fight over or make up stuff about each other, then you're not going to do it on my live stream. So I'm going to tell you right now. What? Well, I guess he's gone. And I guess so are you. I don't need this shit on my YouTube live stream. And if that knocks me back a bit when it comes to my watchers and followers, oh well. Yeah, 2 more folks on the Hall of Shame now. So I had Ashley Williams, Godzilla, Dylan, Gabrielle on there. Who next to be on my YouTube live stream? Oh, hi. Yep. Well, that's good to know, Scott. It starts out with someone going around saying that I was saying a shameful word about folks and I wasn't. Then someone starts talking about how someone was beating up their girlfriend, and I didn't want to hear from any of those two because then it's going to be both sides. So it's like, that's it, it's done. And then I get someone saying, oh, why did you kill, you know, so-and-so? Well, I never did any of that stuff. You know, XENA, it's just folks seeking to get you in a bind with YouTube. It's just trolls trolling, bullies bullying, you know? So they're going to come on a YouTube live stream and start their shit. Well, you did the right thing, XENA, when you locked him. Walrus, what happened to you? You used to be bigger than that. I don't know. I used to be bigger than that, but not anymore, though. Yeah, I'm one of those Dollar Tree ones. They say, oh, I'm a unicorn, but I look more like something else. Yeah. Well, XENA, I'm happy to hear everything's doing well, you know. I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Well, XENA, I just want to say one thing, is that I'm one of those ones that Dollar Tree made. Yeah. Sure you are. But it is what it is. Well, who else you going to get on your YouTube live stream? Well, I had Ashley Williams, I had Godzilla, I had Dylan, I had Gabrielle, and now I got you, Awaris. Yeah, may not the Awaris folks think of. Haha. Yeah, I guess not. I could always shift to come with another one. And then get it wrong again. How about this one? Yeah, I guess it's still kind of right. But when do you ever have wings? You're right. I don't have wings. I guess I got it wrong again, XENA. I'm going to have to go again. There's another Dollar Tree one at Dollar Tree made that I got it wrong. And get it right, my friend. How long do we know each other? For years. And one day, gotta get another unicorn one from Walmart one day, like these ones. All right, this is more like it. Yeah, Walrus, that's more like it. You know? So, that's more like it. So, what's all this shit about folks saying he had something to do with George Foreman or Floyd? You know, that lord that was killed, slain by law keepers last year? Yeah, well, they were saying I had something to do with that. Well, shame on them because you had nothing to do with it, XENA. If you were there, Xena, you would have stopped it from happening. Yeah, I would have stopped it from happening. It was just folks hated him for whatever grounds, slanged him, and then the bullshit just started up. And then it wasn't the folks started guilting the Far Eastern folk and the Aboriginal folk for COVID-19 between when they had nothing to do with it. Yeah, it's bullshit. The whole kind hating is getting old. You know? It is. Yeah. And then someone wanna guilt you over it? Why would they guilt you over it? I don't know. It was that creep. You know, that hater, troll, whatever you want to call it, war. It's the one I hushed and locked. You know? I hushed and locked 2 creeps on here. Are you frightened of getting flagged? I'm not frightened of YouTube looking at my live streams and uploads. They know I never said anything like that and never did anything like that. So the one who are frightened are probably the ones that are going around saying that kind of shit. You know? Dollar Tree is cool. What do you feel? What is it? You feel me? It's cool. Yes, yes, yes. That's sad. I don't know why they're trolling. It's sad to see. Sailor Earth. How are you doing, Xena? Yes. Yeah, that's good to know. And I was one of those ones. There's another one of me like that at Walmart. Yeah. Magma Mart. Mega Mart. Oh, you mean that one from King of the Hill that they were making fun of Walmart? Or maybe that one you're thinking of Ash Fights the Evil Dead or Evil Dead with S Mart. Yeah. Shop Y, Shop S Mart. Yeah. Sure, I know those folks like. Does anyone want to see me ride you? Yeah. They want to say you're a flying horse with a horn sticking out of its forehead. Yeah, a lot of folks don't even think we're true. Yeah. I guess I could do this. No, I can't really fit. It's not going to work. No, it's not. Well, look, I got to go, Aris says. Yeah, you got to go? Yeah, I guess I got to go. That's good to know. Ah! Why do you do that? I think I shit myself. Oh, that's real kind of Aris. Real kind. Next thing you know, I'm going to get in a bind for YouTube followership oversight, YouTube website oversight, because you had a shit. They don't see shit. And you know this, and you know, if they don't see shit, then they can't do shit. Gotta clean that shit up. Sad for that burp. Shut up, Gabrielle. We don't want to hear it. If you're going to yawn, you already did it earlier. So, let's see. So, who else do I got to bring on my YouTube fairway before I end it? Well, I had Ashley Williams, Godzilla, Dylan, Gabrielle Wars. Yeah, well, need be, they probably going to tell you that you got to say you're sad for something you said or did earlier. Yeah, I guess so. Yep. Gotta get my shoes rubbed before I come on here. Well, Xena, it's good to see you again. It's good to see you too, Donald. Yeah, not things aren't doing very well. I'm getting lost buying it all the time. I can't. I lost you. I lost YouTube. I lost Facebook. Well, I lost YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. Now my whole business is being looked at because they think I do a bunch of unlawful shit. Well, you are guilty of sometimes not thinking before you say. Yeah, and I don't play their games. That's probably why they didn't like me. What games were that? Hell, I don't know what games it was. I just know I wasn't flawless, and I know I seek to do a good job as the force setter. But, whatever. Folks didn't like me or didn't like me. At least I knew I wasn't. At least I know that if everything goes good, I can run again in 2024 while. Unless I don't get myself effed again. Well, I'll put it this way, Donald. You can run again, lawfully run again. But I don't think a lot of folks are going to choose you or pick you as a force setter again. Yeah, well, I did a lot of good things, But I did a lot of things wrong, too. But damn, Xena, you should have not had, if it wasn't for folks, I don't know what I want to say. I always have a fucking wrong thing of saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. But what I want to say is that you knew if you would have, I don't know what I'm saying. Well, think before you say, Donald, because I know that's always been a hang-up of yours your whole life. There you go. I'm saying right now, Xena, if you would have put your shoes in, I would have still been the force setter. But no, you had to go to Joseph Barron, and you had to have you come and talk to me and talk me out of giving up the choosing. Yeah, it was the right thing to do, Donald. He won it. And it was the right thing to do. Don't tell me you're one of his followers now. No, but I do think he's doing a good job. He did a lot of things right. Well, guess what? Folks won't like him after 4 years. After 4 years, they'll hate him just as much as they hated me. And I'm going to start my own webstead. It's going to be called DonaldTube. And then I can make my own team news or gather news or follow news. If I make my own webstead, then I won't have to give a shit of what Facebook or their overboard thinks. I guess so. Just track me out of it then. Donald Trump. I don't want to really be in that. Xena, we've been friends for some time. Yeah, we have been friends for some time. But your husband, Cameron, don't like me. No, he doesn't like you because of the shit you say. But he'll say he onlooks you for some stuff. Yeah, well, I guess I gotta be going now. Because this film might get binded by having me in it. Because YouTube don't like me, Twitter don't like me, Facebook don't like me. And if YouTube sees me on here, they'll most likely take you down. Even if I'm a doll or not. Yeah, well, who would have thought that the former Fordman of Raw, the WWE Hall of Famer, former half owner of WWE and the Fordman of Raw, Donald Trump, and former force setter of the Wanted Rights, Donald Trump, would be on my YouTube fairway. Yeah. He'd make his own YouTube. He'd make his own webstead where he could do his own shit and not have to worry about some oversight board that Twitter has, I guess, and YouTube gonna probably have, and Facebook had, where they locked him from not being on there anymore because they felt that the things he was saying and doing was misleading folks and making them do wrong. And you see, Facebook has set up this oversight board that all they do is just go through and make a call on who should be locked, who should not be locked. You know? But I don't know. At the end of the day, you know, if someone makes a Joseph Barron doll, I'd probably get that too. But as of right now, no one really hasn't made one yet. You know? Even though I'm sure that Jack Pacifics and Mattel and Hasbro are probably breaking down the door to get a deal with them, you know, to make a doll and say, now you can get your own Joseph Barron doll. You can now get the, you know, whatever. I'm just being funny. And I'm sure if four-setter Joseph Barron heard that, he'd probably laugh. Because he doesn't really think he should have a doll, but he'd probably think it was funny if he ever heard that someone think he should get a doll made off of him. But whatever. It is what it is. I don't even know if I'm even saying his lord name right or his kin name right. You know? What? Joseph Barron? Well, he could only do that if he was ever done, you know, if his time as being a four-setter was done and he didn't run for another term. But then again, I don't really have his thing. You talking about Donald Trump? He already has enough hang-ups with his business as it is. I don't know. Yes, he was the former half owner of WWE and head foreman of Raw for like a week back in 29 between YL. He was in the WWE Hall of Fame, so Donald Trump has that going for him. And him and Vince McMahon had been friends for years. He agreed at least 2 WrestleManias. He was in WrestleMania. He was in one WrestleMania with Bobby Lashley and Umaga, and Vince McMahon getting his hair cut off. But whatever. You talking about Joseph Barron? I don't even know if he even watches wrestling or not. I guess he does. I don't know. But I think that Joseph Barron, if I'm saying his kid name right, is doing a good job as a four-setter. But then again, that's my belief on anyone who's ever been a four-setter. You know? But only time will tell of what happens in 4 years. But this is only the first year of his first lording. So I guess only time will tell. But whatever it is, what it is. But yeah, I did. But yeah, Joseph Barron did call me in to help him to go talk to Donald Trump to have him, you know, yield the choosing. So I had to do that. And there was a whole saga until about that whole thing. So yeah. And I'm actually, you know, very struck that Donald Trump even still sees me as a friend and forgives me after that. But whatever, it is what it is. So yeah. Let's see what else do I have here. I know it's you, Scott. I know it is. So it is what it is, you know. So it is what it is, though. So first off, I said this earlier in my YouTube live stream. I'm going to say it again. I made a film last Sunday talking about Joseph Warren and him about how he behaves and how he handles women, his belief and thoughts of women. But it seemed to be one-sided because it seemed to be coming from Twitter. And it seemed that was Sarah Michelle Gellar and Christina Carpenter and Eliza Dushku seemed to say that he was a creep to them during their time there. And it really wasn't any truth to back it up or not. Like Joseph, Joseph Warden himself never said anything about, yes, I did say this, or yes, I did believe this, or yes, I was behaving like this. But until I hear from him to say it's true or not, I just want to say I'm sad for saying that. I didn't want to besmirch someone who didn't do anything wrong. But that's how it is in life. You hear one side of someone. You hear one saga and tale from someone out there. You don't hear their side, but you hear their side. You'll hear folks say things like, "Oh well, Han Chavon said this or did that," or Vince McMahon said this or did that, or Joseph Warren said this or said that, or anyone. But you only hear their side of what happened or what they said or what they think, but you don't hear them saying their side of it. So yeah, I just want to say I'm sad for saying that. And I didn't want to go out there and besmirch someone's good name and didn't want to scathe someone for doing something that they didn't actually do wrong. Is it true? Did Joseph Warden ever get mad? Was he ever in a bad mood? Was he a creep sometimes? I'm sure he was. I don't know. There may have been days where he was in a bad mood and said shit and did shit that he later on wish he didn't say and wish he didn't do. But at the end of the day, I don't know because I'm not there. And at the same time, the ones that work there might know a little bit more than the ones that didn't work there. But at the end of the day, it's still their side of what happened. And until Joseph Warden comes on his Twitter or whatever, comes on and says, well, I did say this and I did say that and I did do this, and I'm sorry for it. He comes on and says, I did say this or I did think that. Then you could say, yeah, it's true. But never heard anything from him. And I don't really know why that they would hold for so many years to come out about that. I mean, what? Buffy ended what? 2003 YL? Angel ended in 2004 YL? They yielded for so many years to come out and say things about it? I don't know. So it is what it is. First off, XENA said, I can't be the fourth setter because I was born in an outsider land. I was born in Hellnaz, so that's a first strike on me. I could meet all the other ones. Oh, she's old enough. Oh, but she wasn't born in a Wanted Reichs. She was born in Hellnaz, so that's a first strike at me. Unless they shift the oversight or law that says that only inlanders can be the fourth setter. But then again, I would most likely there were the two things that some folks wouldn't like me for. One, I would not like to go to first off, I would not belong to any lawmaking gathering. Because the hang up of lawmaking gatherings is that sometimes they only do what's good for the gathering and not what's good for the law or what's good for the folks. So that'd be the first strike at me. Strike two is that, well, I don't know. But at the end of the day, XENA said, I don't know. A big strike against me is that I was born in Hellnaz, meaning that I'm an outsider. Meaning that even though I've been living in the Wanted Reichs for years, I was still born, and a lot of folks would say, well, XENA's going to bend over backwards for Hellnaz. She's going to do this and that. No. I never really did anything for Hellnaz in years. So anyone wouldn't be frightened about me not being trusted to my new new fostered land. But the law says that you got to be inborn to even stand for force setter. And unless they shift that, which they are not, it is what it is. And I would probably be the first woman to be a force setter, but I would actually be the force setter to actually be neither for any lawmaking gathering. George Washington was the only force setter that didn't belong to any lawmaking gathering, so I guess that would be the same with me. But at the end of the day, folks would either like me or hate me. They would either scathe me for certain things I said or did, or make up stuff about me, or said that I was just another the wrong man or woman for the work, like they always do, you know. And I probably would do a lot of things that they probably wouldn't like. Like one thing is they're like, you're going to be the head of Reich and the head of Lawmote. Yeah. They're like, that means yeah, you're not going to play any of their games. No, probably not. But since I'm born, since I was an outlander, I was born in Hellnaz, so I can't be the force setter then. Yep. Yes, I am the owner, or one of the owners of the TWF. My husband Cameron is the other owner since we both bought it. And there are many other folks on the Costco board of overseers that keep saying wrestling doesn't fit. We want wrestling gone. But at the end of the day, me and Cameron tend to have our word tends to be the final word on that. But it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I pretty much leave the running of that to Brother Love, the force setter, God, and Godzilla, the head booker and head writer, and also to Gil Kim, who does skill dealings and is a road follower. Yeah. And I guess I would also want to say I want to say Hunter's Helmsley, but he handles all the wrestling learning and wrestling teaching, I guess. And I want to say, and then Ashley Williams, but what does he actually? Oh, showrunner. Hunter's Helmsley and Ashley Williams probably handle show running of Raw, NXT, Dynamite, Impact, SmackDown, Main Event, or Dark. I can't do the other shows, Xena says. I guess so. I can't do the other show. Too many shows. You can't do 2 wrestling shows in one day. So even if Rampage comes around, I can't do 2 shows in one day. So Dynamite's going to have to stay on Wednesday, keep on Wednesdays for the TWF, even though in true life it's going to shift from TNT to TBS and go to Fridays. Because apparently Shao Kahn said, Anthony, we gotta fight Vince McMahon. We gotta fight him with SmackDown because SmackDown's one of the bigger shows. Yeah, I know one time you're making this joke, funny, about Shao Kahn, Anthony Kong coming up with a name for their wrestling business. And Shao Kahn's like, we want to go in the wrestling business. You got any names? One day they went to, I guess, I don't know, Long John Silver's, and then looked at All American Food thing and said, we need a name. Boom, there it is, All American. Oh, All Elite Wrestling. Good, that takes care of the wrestling offshoot. And that's probably where they got their name from. Then when they come up for names for their Farseer shows, Shao Kahn kept throwing names around. Anthony Kong started throwing names around. I'm sure Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes and Nick Buck and Anthony Buck had names for it. And it goes, we'll go with Dynamite because Nitro's already owned. we're going to go with Rampage because one day we were playing the old Rampage game. And I say, I got a name for our new for our fourth show. We'll call it Rampage. Well, all right. You're going to call it Rampage? Well, that's good, Shao Kahn said, because WWE's not going to give us the right to Thunder. Yeah. But then again, at the end of the day, I don't really know where Shao Kahn and Anthony Kong and Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rose and Kenny Omega and Nick Buck and Nick Buck and Matt Buck get the name for their shit or whatever. But I'm sure they probably got it somewhere. But I don't know. Is it going to really work out that well? Probably not. More folks got Fox than they have TBS or that of TNT. So if they're expecting a big shift out and they're expecting a lot of watch time, probably not. They're going to get some watch time, but not the kind of watch time they were getting when they were on Wednesdays. And Dynamite was beating up NXT, which was a small show for the wrestling learners out there. You know. But anyway, it is what it is. Yeah. Well, all right, Xena said. They're clearing my throat again. We have big news. Everyone, we're expecting expanding. I don't know. Not sure. At the end of the day, I don't know how Shao Kahn came up with a name for his wrestling business. For all you know, could have been a Lon John Silver's All-American Food thing. And as far as a name for their Farseer shows go, who knows? They had to pick names that were not owned by any other wrestling business, I guess. They wanted Nitro and Thunder. W wasn't going to give that to them. So it's like Dynamite and Rampage it is. Dark and Everrise it is. So it is what it is. Well, at the end of the day, I gotta go now, Xena says. But who I say? And put some else on my YouTube. Oh, yeah, I gotta go. So anyway, I won't be making another upload until Sunday because this takes the stead. So I make this film, then I won't have to do one on Saturday. The next upload will be on Sunday. Thank everyone for coming on my YouTube live stream. Thank you for putting up with all my coughing, my gagging, my burping, and the yawning, which came from Gabrielle, which we call her the hungry ghost. And I hope you all liked having Ashley Williams, Godzilla, Dylan, Gabrielle, Alaris, and Donald Trump on my YouTube Fairway, on my YouTube live stream. Gotta go now. Bye. Because I'm busy and effing.